Many of you who watch the Channel 2 Evening News have fallen in love with Wendy Damani and Kristen Remington because they are quite the dynamic duo. Well, if you think back several years ago, you might remember when that duo was actually a trio. Neda Iranpour was the reporter for the Evening News. She was out in the field at night reporting, while Kristen and Wendy were in-house anchoring. She went on to become the weekend anchor and was with the Channel 2 News for 4 years. Neda has been gone for years, but I recently learned that she is returning to the Channel 2 News team, and that got me curious. Why did she leave, and what brought her back? As Neda and I sit down for a cup of coffee at Dreamers, she tells me the story.
So it was basically when you're in news, it's always the goal is to get to a bigger market, bigger city. So I got a job at CBS in Sacramento, and it's a top 20 market, so you think, yeah, I made it, in this news career. And it was fun, it was a great experience, I learned so much.
So Neda made it to a top 20 market. I wonder what it was like to work on the news in a large market versus our biggest little city.
It's hard to feel like people are actually watching your stories when you're in a bigger city. I think, there's not that much of a community feel when you're in a big city because everyone has kind of their community sprawled out, so you really never get a response. Like, you'll spend, days on a story and hope that it affects somebody, and every time something like that would air here in Reno, you would get emails and people would comment or even remember it when you walk down the street, like, you're the girl who did that story, thank you. And you hear that a lot here. But in Sacramento, I never really got a chance to feel that my stories were effective. And I feel like it's almost easier to make an impact when you're in a community that cares as much as Reno does.
Neda did not grow up in Reno, but she loved it here so much she considers it her home and wants to return.
The whole time I was there, it was hard to feel like I was home. It just felt like I was there to do my job, and that's really, and I missed Reno. The second I got to Sacramento, I just missed all my friends, I missed the city, I missed everything about this place.
So when you left for Sacramento and you said, you never felt like you were home and you decided to come back to Reno, even though you didn't grow up here, you consider this your home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, just coming back to the newsroom, I feel like I'm home, and this city is just a very special place. I can always feel like its beauty, its energy, it's, the people here make it home, and it feels so right to be here.
After 3.5 years with CBS in Sacramento, Neda finds her way home, landing another job at KTV and Channel 2, this time as the morning news anchor. She's happy to be home and plans to put all that experience she gained from the big city of Sacramento to great use right here in the biggest little city of Reno.
I think I worked with a lot of really experienced people in Sacramento. I mean, these people have been in the industry for 30, 40 years, great writers, and that to me is the biggest part that I can appreciate about my experience there. I was able to really make this a craft, because I feel like covering the news isn't just who, what, where, when, and why. It's an artwork. There's still video, there's sound, there's feeling, there's people that really get a chance to, you get to bring to life in your story. And so even though you have 1:30 to tell a story, you can really make it an artwork and make it something that will impact people. And I think by learning from some of the best writers in this industry, I'm able to bring that all back and make our show even better. I obviously want to make us #1 and the only watched channel in town.
The only watched channel in town. I love a woman with goals.
Yeah. And I hope to bring a lot of energy to the show, and I think it's already done such a great job on its own, and to have the resources we have and still to be able to tell the news the way it should be told is great. So I really hope to bring that extra energy, and it's always nice to have a female perspective too, because it's been a manly show for a while, which I think is great too. And to be part of a morning show, me and John Potter talked about this today. It's a chance to really tell the news, what people need to know, but then also you get a little bit of freedom to share who you are and be yourself and really show that personality.
April 1st marked the day of Neda's return to the Channel 2 News team. She joins John Potter on air for the morning news, and the immediate chemistry is apparent. As a Channel 2 News watcher myself, I'm thrilled that Neda has returned to join the morning news. Welcome home, Neda. We're glad to have you back.